Alright folks, this is gonna be another video of Crown Point, Indiana. I'm gonna drive you guys through the cheapest neighborhood here in Crown Point.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto East South Street.
Well, it may not be the cheapest, but it's the cheapest that I see on the MLS. And in this area, if you want to purchase a home, you can look to spend at least $145,000. Like these houses you're looking at right now. If you want to buy one of those, if you want to buy like one of the smaller ones, you're looking at $145,000+.
Take the next left onto East South Street. In 800 feet, turn right onto Southeast Street. Turn right onto Southeast Street, then your destination will be on the left. Your destination is on the left.
Well, I will say that this city does appear to be fairly nice. I will say that. I mean, the neighborhoods here do appear to be, for the most part, decent and well kept. Now, as I drive down the street here, I do see some houses that are a little bigger, and some are nicer than others, fancier than others. But I gotta say, this neighborhood does not appear to be a bad neighborhood. I mean, all fairness, you know, I can see why houses here are a little more expensive, other than the fact that you're only an hour outside Chicago. So for those of you that are like I said, for those of you that are looking to live within an hour of Chicago, this definitely would be a decent alternative to many of your suburbs in Illinois. I mean, I understand gas prices being the way they are. Some of you are probably thinking that I'm out my mind for thinking that people are going to be willing to purchase something an hour outside of the major city, for those of you that might work in the city of Chicago. But as you guys know, gas prices are very high right now. Gas prices right now are higher than what they were even back in 2008. But your housing prices are high too. You see, back in 2008, your gas prices rose up, but your housing prices lowered in price. Right now, you got a combination of high housing and high gas. I mean, jobs right now are a lot more plentiful than they were back in 2008, which is a good thing. However, everything else is jacked up, such as overall cost of living. But anyways, I mean, the taxes in Illinois are insane. Like, if you buy a house in Illinois for, let's say, $30,000, like, I'm gonna give you guys an example. If you were to buy a house in, let's say, East St. Louis, Illinois, for, let's say, $30,000, your property taxes would be $3,000 a year. You break that down, you're going to be paying you'll be paying $270 some dollars and some change every month, give or take. Yeah, but I would say if you want to buy a house here in Crown Point, I would say on the cheaper side of things, you can look to spend at least $145,000 for a house. Now, if you got a little bit more money than that, then of course you got communities that are a little nicer and fancier. I mean, this community I'm driving through right now, if off the top of my head, I would say, if you want to live in this particular community, I would say if you want to live in this particular community, you can look forward to spending at least $250,000 for a house. You can look, yeah, like I said, one of these houses, some of these houses around here would run you over $200,000. Some of the bigger houses would run you probably $250,000. I mean, that does seem like a lot. I think it is a lot, but for this community, that's pretty much going to be the going rate for some of these houses around here. And again, you're going to still do better financially you're going to still get more bang for your buck housing wise compared to buying anything in a community similar to this in Illinois. Your taxes here in Indiana are going to be far lower than what you pay in Illinois. And of course, the closer you get to Chicago, the less you're going to get for your dollar when it comes to housing, the more your property taxes are going to be. So, for those of you that are looking to move close to Chicago, but need to adhere to some kind of a budget, y'all can bear that in mind. I'm driving by one of their parks. I don't know which park this is, but it looks like a pretty nice park where you can bring your family and take little walks. You got a little playground for the children. Got a little area to have a picnic and eat your food. I mean, this seems like a pretty nice community. It really does. Now, me personally, I couldn't live anywhere in Northwest Indiana simply because I do not like colder weather. And I despise snow. But if you don't mind the colder weather and you don't mind the snow, then this definitely would not be a bad place for you to live. And now these houses that are on the other side of me, which I will turn around so y'all can see them a little better. All these houses look like they've recently been built. In fact, we're going to drive through this area. I mean, I am on Hayfield Drive right now. I mean, a lot of these houses, they all look fairly new. Like they were built within the last, well, these houses are new. How new, I don't know. But as y'all can see, there's still more construction going on around here. I mean, if you want to live in this community, then yeah, you're going to be looking at, I mean, I would say you're going to be looking at $500,000. At least $500,000. That's going to be on the low end. I would say average price for a house around here, you can look forward to spending, yeah, like I said, on the low end, $500,000. On average, I would say $700,000. And again, if you were to look around for a house in a community similar to this in Illinois, or closer to Chicago, then you would be looking at spending at least a couple of $1 million, if not more. And if the property is on the Illinois state side of things, your taxes would be insane. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that are moving here are most likely moving here from Chicago, attempting to duck the super high taxes of Illinois. And also trying to duck the super high cost of living the closer you get to Chicago. Well, those people just waved to me. Here I am sitting with a camera recording a video of their community, and they're nice enough to wave. And I'm on, that's another thing I noticed. The more I drive around and I do these videos, the more I travel in general. That's another thing I've noticed over the years of my travels. I mean, back when I was younger, back when I wasn't as well traveled, I've always assumed that people in the South were nicer compared to people in the North. Now maybe there was a time in American history to where all that may have been true. But one thing I'm noticing more and more is, as far as how nice people are, it's not necessarily a northern or a southern thing. I think it's more of a mentality thing. Now, and I think people who are A, successful, B, comfortable in their own skin, and C, have done the necessaries to create the type of life that they desire to live. I mean, I don't care whether you're in the North or you're in the South or anywhere in between, East, West. I do believe that when you get among people that are positive, when you get among people that are successful, when you get among people at the very least are comfortable in their own skin, and they have taken the proper measures to live the life that they desire to live, when you get around people like that typically are going to be happier human beings compared to people that may not be so successful. Or they might want to live a certain way, but they neglected to take the proper steps to make it a reality. Now, I'm not saying that you have to live in a community like this to be happy. I'm not saying that you got to be loaded with money to be happy. That's not the case at all. What I'm saying is, if you want to deal with people that are happy people for the most part and not full of negativity, you gotta put yourself in a situation to where people like that are gonna more regularly enter into your life. If you put yourself in a situation where you're dealing with where you're dealing with a certain caliber of people, then, you know, other things are gonna transpire as a result, such as people that are not as happy, they're negative, they're always running around talking down on somebody. Now, in some of the lower income communities, for an example, you know, you ain't gonna see nobody wave at you. I mean, you're not gonna see as many people wave at you. If you wave at them, they're not gonna wave at you. They're gonna look at you like, man, what the fuck you doing in my community? Excuse my French. They're gonna be looking at you sideways. But around here, for the most part, in communities like this, and I noticed this not only here in Indiana, but I've also noticed this in upscale communities that I've recorded in Alabama, that when you surround yourself around a certain caliber of people, depending on the people that you surround yourself among, that will make a difference on your quality of life to some degree. Like if you're a happy and positive thinking individual, and you desire to be around people that are happy and positive thinking, then you gotta find a way to surround yourself among those type of people. And of course, if you're going through some crap and you're looking for people to uplift you in some way, I mean, obviously you can't be getting around them and crying and complaining and pointing the finger at blame at whoever. You know, when you get around certain people that are happy and positive thinking and successful and everything, you gotta, I mean, you ain't gotta like kiss their butt or nothing, but you gotta at least act like you're willing and ready to take some responsibility for your outcomes, for you're ready to call your own destiny and take some self-responsibility for your downfalls. Because a lot of the people who live in these type of communities out here, they got to this point. They got to this point in their life to where they're able to live in these nicer communities because in the course of their life, they didn't blame other people for their downfalls. They instead took responsibility for their actions. They didn't walk around all pissed off all the time, blaming so-and-so for why they didn't have whatever it is that they felt they needed or wanted or deserved. No, they just simply grabbed life by the horns and done what they had to do to get to where they wanted to go in life. All right, folks, I'm getting close to my half-hour mark, so I'm going to take this opportunity to thank everybody for tuning in and watching another episode of Andrew's Life. I appreciate every one of you. And for all of you new subscribers and folks that have been leaving comments in the comment section, I thank everybody. I thank every one of you for doing that. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right here, and I will see you guys on the next video.